Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining today. It is the Filecoin Retrieval Markets demo day. Today is September 29th, 2021. Remember, these are every 2 weeks, so the next one will be 2 Wednesdays from now. Today, we have a relatively small schedule. We have one demo from Thomas at Myel, and then one other demo from William from Ken Labs. Although I do want to make one announcement quickly. You see we have a new face joining us today. Patrick Woodhead is here. I'm going to let him introduce himself, but he is someone you'll be seeing around more and more, so I'll let him take the floor and say hi, everybody.
Hey guys, nice to meet you all. I recognize a lot of faces from the previous demo day recordings, but I'm sure you guys won't recognize my face yet. I've just joined Protocol Labs and taking up the role as the program manager for the Retrieval Markets workstream. So yeah, been going through all the previous recordings, been trying to get a handle of the state of the union at the moment, and looking forward to working together going forward and seeing some demos today.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Patrick. We look forward to seeing you around and starting to work with you a bit more moving forward from today. So again, really quickly before we get going, just a quick reminder for anyone who has any questions during these demos, please put them in the Slack channel. I will be dropping the name of the Slack channel in the Zoom chat in a second. That way, anyone who's unable to make this call can see the questions asynchronously and then also go back and check the answers as well. All right, so with that, let's get started. Thomas, I'm going to let you start sharing your screen and you can start talking us through browser retrievals.
Hey guys. All right, so our demo is still continuing some of the work we've been doing for a few months now, which is kind of enabling direct browser to peer retrievals. And so it's using the retrieval protocols from Filecoin, which including GraphSync and the data transfer, which enables payments and things like that. So sending vouchers between peers. So this is kind of a quick demo to show basically some retrievals of kind of diverse content, and I'll kind of explain everything that's happening here. But basically, we have kind of a libp2p node that's running inside of a service worker, and that's kind of acting as a proxy. So we're able to kind of send requests as if these were kind of sent to an IPFS gateway, for example. And then the service worker intercepts those requests and then automatically resolves them directly through a peer. So this is kind of a peer that I'm controlling here. So it's all kind of happening in parallel from the same peer. And so all these kind of have different bundles. So for example, those 4 images are bundled together and those 4 here are bundled together. And so we only need the root CID. And then what happens is on the initial load of the page, I resolve that root and I see what's inside the bundle. And then I can keep track of all this sub CIDs. And then when the page is loading, I can subsequently do multiple retrievals down the tree. So that means that all those retrievals are happening in parallel. So basically the first, this is kind of loading all this content in parallel from the same peer, but eventually we would be able to retrieve them from multiple peers at once and things like that if we have records of different peers who have the same content. And so these are free retrieval at the moment. We're still kind of solving some situations with payments and redeeming the vouchers, which kind of right now this is very stable, so it's nice to demo. The other is less stable, so I did not want to fail again in front of the camera, but hopefully next demo will have paid transfers on this.
Awesome. All right, thank you so much. And remember, if it doesn't work perfectly on a demo day, that's okay. That is what these are for. So it doesn't have to be perfect every time. We don't always get a polished presentation, but thank you so much for showing that off today. Totally understand the idea of wanting to postpone some other things. With that, let's hand it off to Ken Labs. Looks like William will be looking at IPFS sniffer today. So I'll let you start sharing your screen and take it from here.
Hey guys, this is William from Ken Labs. So let me share my screen. Okay. So can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Cool. So this is the IPFS indexing demo. So this is following up on what we have been working on for many weeks. So today, the agenda is as follows. I'm going to quickly go through the IPFS sniffer and the proto buffer serialization in the time rows data exchange for performance optimization. Not too much details here in the slides. So I'm going to share, first of all, the IPFS sniffer. This is what we have done. So I'm going to show you from the console output. What we did actually is in the bit swap. We add the handler to the message received. So as you can see here, when we request some data by CID, the traffic will show up here, and we see the received message. So have list and the block. We collect all the sets under the peer ID, send them to the time rows backend. So this is the operation to upload the record to the index. So I take this CID for example. So let me go through our API. This is the one I just collected. So it's about the time 30 minutes ago. So it's collected, and if I search, you can see here there are 3 providers for that set. So that's the idea and what we want to do. And it's also, you can also see here, receive the block message, and we also collect and index these data. So in our time rows backend, all these CID to provider or peer mapping will be stored. So this is how we want to listen to the network and collect as much as we can. Currently, the issue is that looks we cannot have the node passively listen on the network and collect information or data, as there's very little traffic to the node. Next step is to investigate how we can actively collect. And this is a sniffer for now. So what I did also for more information about what I did. So I used some set to get something, and the daemon process can keep processing the message received. So somehow we need to keep some active data exchange on the network to collect more set and the peer information. So this is how we can sniffer the network. This is part of the IPFS crawler task or the work. Hopefully we can achieve more in next sprint. It depends on our study and the research in the bit swap, and come up with some idea, hopefully. So this is a sniffer. The other thing I want to demo here is the proto buffer serialization. There's no end-to-end feature I can demo, but we have done the code change here. We have finished the schema definition and implementation in the API side. In next sprint, we are going to apply the serialization to the client side, which is the IPFS side. So the index data will be serialized before sending to the time rows backend. And we will also come up with some performance measurement. We are going to prepare the performance with the plain JSON text or JSON data API and the proto buffer serialized version. So we have 2 versions. So V0 will be using the original, the plain JSON data, V1 will be protobuffer serialized. So we will come up with some performance report on this feature. And these are two things we have done in last 2 weeks. And next will be the pop-up mechanism. So we decided to postpone this feature, and because protobuffer serialization is more important, also that will be the base to the pop-up mechanism. So we might be able to implement a pop-up next week or next sprint. And besides the pop-up, we are also going to run the official performance test end-to-end, as we almost finished the feature development in IPFS node and time rails backend. So it's a time to do another round of performance test. And last, so I also want to thank Ben and Xiaohua, who are in China, so they cannot make the demo day. So they spent a lot of time and effort in the implementation of these features. Really thanks to them. I think, yeah, as usual, the QA will go to Slack. Thanks.
All right, wonderful. Thank you so much. So really quick, just a quick reminder for everybody. These are every 2 weeks. So the next one will be October 13th. That's against a Wednesday, like usual. There are a few questions here in the Slack channel, looks like. Will had one for Thomas. Hannah had one for Thomas as well. So make sure everyone goes and takes a look at those. Again, you can always take a look at these recordings on YouTube as well. Remember, I'm going to be uploading them either today or tomorrow morning for that. And you can also see all the previous ones there as well. So thank you everyone for joining today. Really appreciate it. And I'm going to stop the recording.